Hi, this is Dr. Saeed Akhlaqpour. In this clip, I'm going to show how to create a relatively simple geospatial map with Carto. The rationale is that the BCF scenario that we collectively worked on it in the class, it was probably too sophisticated, too complex. And let's start from the simple maps, and it is perfectly fine to include simple maps in your data visualization assignment. That's perfectly okay. So I thought it might be a good idea to create a map of Australian capital cities with their population, right? That as simple as that. So let's see how we collect the data. Let's find the data about Australian capital cities. So this is probably a search that I already did. You can find that data in Wikipedia, or you can, probably that's the best source. So let's select this table and copy it into, my trick is usually to copy it into Notepad in order to remove all of the images and all of the formatting, etc. So I copy it here, and then once again from Notepad I select all and copy into an Excel file, right? So let's start a new Excel. Let's start a new Excel worksheet and paste it. Still, you need to do a little bit of data wrangling and data cleansing, so let's only include the data that is relevant to the purpose of our assignment or this video. Let's see. So this is unwanted. So I simply want a list of all of the capital cities and their population. So let's remove the rest. So let's delete all of these columns. Let's delete all of these empty spaces. So delete, and so on and so forth. So still you need to do data cleansing. It is simple, but it is tedious and time consuming, right? So let's delete these two rows as well. Let's delete all of these 3 rows as well. Alright, so that's a very clean map. Well, I need to delete this one as well. So these are the Australian states, jurisdictions, and their capital and their city population. So that's excellent. Let's save this clean data file. Let's save it onto my documents maybe, and call it capital cities .excel. So the next step is to upload this into Carto. I created a new account in Carto, so it's brand new. Everything is empty. As you remember, there are maps and there are data sets. These are the two main components of Carto. So let's go to the data sets and upload our data set that we just created. So I click on new data set. I browse and find the file that I just created. It should be in my documents, capital cities. So let's upload this file. Well, if I tick this box, Carto will identify and try to georeference, basically find the location of the columns in my Excel file. For the purpose of this demo, I turn this off because I want to show how to georeference it manually. But if you turn it on, it identifies Sydney, Brisbane, Melbourne, etc., and puts them on a map automatically. So for now, let's turn it off. But for your own assignment or for your own maps, feel free to let this be on and ticked. So I upload my Excel file. the next step would be to georeference this data, basically put them onto a map, right? So this is the file, this is the population. Well, it might be a good idea to change the type of this column into number, right? So the data type here is string, which is text. So let's change data type to number, because that's population. Alright, so we have the city name, state name, and population. That's excellent. Let's create a map with it. Turn all of these pop-ups off. Yeah. So I click on, so this is my data. I click on it. As you remember, I want to georeference it, and georeferencing happens in this analysis tab. So I click on analysis. Turn all of these pop-ups off. So just to remember, I clicked on analysis here. I click on add analysis, and I click on georeference. Right. So I click add analysis. So georeferencing can be done using different data. It could be longitude and latitude, city names, country names, admin regions, postcodes, street addresses. In our case, it is city names, right? So I click on cities, and I tell Carto where my city names are located, which column. The column name, as you remember, is we called it capital. So that's the column name. Admin region is different. It's all over Australia, so it's not one state or one admin region. But the country, we can provide Australia. And if I click on apply, it starts georeferencing my table. Alright, turn all of these pop-ups off. So that's very nice to see that Carto was able to georeference the data in our table. So you can see these are the capital cities. With this tab, with style tab, you can basically change the look and feel a little bit. So maybe I want to make these circles a bit larger. Let's change the size. So this makes them a bit more visible. What I want to do, I want the diameters of these circles be proportional to the size, to the population, right? So let's click on by value here. So remember, I went to style, I clicked on the basically on circles, and I want the diameter, the size of the circles be proportional to a value, not fixed, to a value. And the value is really city population. Right. So as simple as that, I get a map with which shows me the city populations across Australia. Right. There are a few details that you can change. Let's say, for example, should it be 5 buckets? Should it be 7 buckets? Should it be based on quantiles or other statistical classifications? These are just details. You feel free to look them up, what janks mean, what quantiles mean, but you get the general idea. We want to just have circles proportional to the size of each city population. So that's pretty much it. That qualifies for a very nice geospatial mapping. Other things that you do, you can actually add the labels. So maybe you want to show the labels as well. Again, we are in the style tab. You want to add the label, and the label are in the column name capital, right? That's in our data file. So if I add this label, the name of these cities would be written on the map as well. All right, so that was easy, right? So it doesn't have to be always very complicated, very time consuming. That this was an example of simple geospatial mapping with Carto.